Okay, so success.
Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel presents.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to second season of Planetbase here on Not Your Professional Walkthroughs channel with me, your host Max. Man, I cannot believe I'm about to try and do the ice planet. If you are wondering as to why, I'm gonna show you. So, if we go into new game, you can clearly see that in the previous season I was able to achieve quite a lot on the first planet. The S rank planet is locked to me, but I don't have anything here for the class F or M planet. Reason behind this is I actually did have achievements for these planets on my older system, but since I uninstalled everything on that computer because I left it to my parents, and I'm rocking a nice MSI laptop with Intel 5, 8 gigs of RAM, and 1050 GPU. I'm not really sure what the hell am I trying to achieve here, but anyhow, we're gonna try to start off second season of Planetbase here on the channel. And by second season, I mean we're gonna try the ice planet. Now, we're gonna name it... Now, we are gonna name it after the channel. And I'm gonna try to find some location for it. And I'm gonna try to put these stats into the comments, so you might potentially try to play along or show me how it's done based on the feedback which I received during the first season, especially because god damn, you guys are really good at this game, so I'm not really sure what the hell am I even trying to sort of achieve here. Okay, so we are at north. Okay, let's try to get to 0, 0 for the heck of it. Okay, so north 0, east 0. I honestly haven't played this planet in ages, so if the second season has only like 2 to 3 can I butcher this language even more? If the second season has only like 5 episodes, because I managed to kill everyone that fast, I kind of do apologize, but this is more of a challenging planet. So we are dealing with low solar panels efficiency. The atmosphere density is high, so the wind turbines will be our friend, but due to the fact of how the wind is switching from high to low, is going to affect how much electricity we are going to be able to produce, and instead of the sandstorms, we are going to be running into blizzards. So we're going to have to get the security center in order to get everyone inside, because if we're going to have a blizzard and stuff is going to be falling from the sky, I'm quite sure it's more possible to puncture the suit of the astronaut and kill them or something. I'm not really sure. I mean, this is definitely not gonna be a planet where I'm gonna be able to use fun thumbnails from The Martian with Matt Damon, which sucks, because I really liked some of those thumbnails. But anyhow, I'm gonna start off the episode, and I'm really hoping that all the information I was able to acquire throughout the first season, I'm gonna be somehow able to utilize in here. So wish me luck, and let's get into it. Man, I have chills running up my spine. I swear I'm so terrified that I'm gonna kill everyone in the first few days. So it looks like we are working with 4 workers. 3 workers, 1 biologist, 2 engineers, and 1 medic, and 1 carrier robot, if I'm correct. Yeah, so it's 2 workers, 2 biologists, 2 engineers, 1 medic, and 1 carrier robot. And we have a massive freaking place to expand into. So let's not waste time and let's start building. Obviously, we are burning daylight. So we're gonna take apart the ship so that we can start working to build our new colony. So the usual process of trying to build it, I like to do it like here, so that the supplies are like right at our fingertips. The solar panel is still gonna be a part of the colony. We're gonna have to build in a solar panel. Let's go for at least the medium-sized one. Through here, I might try to build in some wind turbine. Fortunately for that, I'm gonna have to wait till we get the solar panel, because before the solar panel is constructed, we're unable to build the wind turbine. So let's build that too. We need the water extractor in order to run the colony successfully. Can I squeeze in the mine somewhere around here? We need to carefully monitor also our inventory of resources. We're gonna put the first landing pad here because we're gonna need the colonists to arrive to this colony ASAP. Please stop filling in because the day is almost over and that's gonna cause a whole lot of problems. I would hate to see us running out of energy. Okay, let's turn off the domes to be visible. We're gonna go with the processing plant. We are gonna go and build the dorms eventually over there, but next thing which I want to do based on the previous experience is to build, you know what, let's go with a larger biodome and cantina right next to it. This is gonna be our initial base. Let's try to speed this thing up. I really hate to put too many blueprints for the colonists to work on at the same time. Usually the AI doesn't really know what tasks to try and prioritize, so we're gonna see what will happen. Really glad we have that turbine working because I feel like that is the only thing which is currently keeping us alive. We have received the first shipment of colonists, which is a biologist, which is good and bad. How is it possible that here it's allowing me to try and deconstruct the goddamn landing pad, while on the other, or the first season, I was unable to do so? Was there some change I'm unaware of? Okay, the first shortage of resources is the metal, so we're gonna try to put down 2 metal processors. We're gonna try to put down 1 bioplastic processing unit. We are gonna have to put in some of the wheat so that we are producing some starch, and we are gonna combine it with mushrooms. This might not be the most popular combination of meals, but I mean, screw it. We need something to create the first type of dish, which would be pasta. And I'm gonna have to put in at least one of the drinking fountains so that they can wash the thirst away. More colonists have arrived. Okay, how is this possible that on the end of the first season, the ships with the colonists just stopped showing up? Like, completely, and now we are kind of running into a different issue. Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna have to increase the count of the workers. It's actually really cute that we have been given this many plants, but I'm kind of unable to manage all of them. Let's put in this stuff, and with the remaining resources, we're gonna go for another. This is medium. Okay, let's go for another medium, and we are gonna build one more water extractor, because already with the crops that we have, we are kind of almost using all the energy. I really hope I'm not gonna completely run out of the parts. Really need to put this on high priority. This is done, so the next best thing for me to try and construct would be the dorms, so that we can avoid potentially having the colonists sleep on the floor. But another problem into which we're gonna run is the lack of juice. We're gonna go night, or we're gonna have some darkness here, but really hoping that we are gonna be able to survive this. Main problem is that when the energy is off, the oxygen generator is off. Now we should have 2 turbines, and the 2 turbines should be pumping in enough energy so that we should be up and running. Okay, beautiful. The original provisions, they are still present. We really need to get this thing up and running so that they can go night. And let's see. Yeah, I know that our food stocks are low. That is why we have all these crops here growing. This should get done. We still have some bioplastic for us. Should be able to build like 3 of these bunks. By doing so, completely annihilating our last remaining bioplastic reserve. Really hoping that the wind turbines will do the job, because the single solar panel, that won't do. Eventually I'm gonna try to rebuild this and build bigger turbines and bigger water extractors. It should not be an issue. I'm just gonna have to somehow manage this. So what do we have currently working for us? We have the meal maker, we have the biodome, we have the processing plant. Another thing which we might need will be the sick bay. I'm gonna definitely try to get my hands on that. Another great building which I would definitely love to see is the laboratory, so that we can be producing these synthetic meats. With the first biodome, I don't think I'm gonna go yet with the medical supplies. Really hate that you won't carry any of these supplies inside for us to better utilize. It's gonna take a little while for us to get these crops to provide the harvests, but yeah, we are already able to produce pasta, which is better than the basic meal, and because we are completely out of bioplastic, I am unable to build another table or just about any more of the plants. So this is kind of going to be a little bit of a waiting game, but I mean, I was somehow miraculously able to make 20 episodes out of the first season. So fingers crossed, I'm gonna be able to squeeze out more, thank you telephone, out of the second season. So I'm gonna go check on what was going on, and I'll be back in a few seconds, so just stay here, and with the power of editing, we're gonna find out what will happen next. Okay, so sorry for that, but you know how it goes. When the family calls that they want to show up, you're gonna of course tell them that hell no. And yeah, that about summarizes the phone call which I had. So anyhow, the next thing which I definitely want to do is get another battery up and running. That's gonna be a priority of ours. We have the second bioplastic processing unit so that we can start churning out more of the resources. We are sitting on some ore, but unfortunately nobody is kind of willing to do just about anything with the metal processors. So this is gonna be kind of a tricky situation, because I do require the building construction materials in order to get the sickbay, the laboratory, and factory would be great too, so that we can get the spare parts being produced. But for that, we're gonna have to wait. I'm gonna probably try to squeeze in another bed. And after we get another piece of bioplastic, what I'm gonna try to get is another mushroom here. So we have now 5 pieces of wheat. These produce 2 pieces of vegetable, 1 piece of starch, which means we are missing like 1 more in order to fully stack up the bioplastic processor, which is fully stacked, but nobody is willing to show up for their shift. How are the stats looking so far? See, this is good. The prestige, I don't even care about that. The main goal right now is the survival of the colony. Yeah, you see, this is why we really need the second battery up and running. The single solar panel is unable to pick up the work, and due to the heavy shifts in the winds, this might be a problematic situation for us. So getting the power managed, that's gonna be an important thing, because without power the meal makers won't cook up anything. Without the meal makers we cannot run anything, and without the power we cannot freaking get oxygen pumped into our colony. So if you would be so freaking kind as to start producing some energy, and please don't kill the damn colony so that I have to restart this whole damn shebang. Am I gonna have to restart this whole damn thing? Really? Really? Why is nobody working on the processing plant? Everyone just hanging around in here. We're not getting anything done. This is kind of killing me. Okay, we are finally producing 75 kilowatts of power, but soon the solar panel... Why do I think this is still producing the same levels as it was on the Mars-like planet? Don't see the difference. These two are working now at full power, so this is great, because thanks to the wind during the night, we actually have the juice to run the colony, but nobody is doing stuff that we require. Let's go with another piece of wheat. This way the 5 or so biologists have stuff to work on, and the freaking 4 workers are finally showing up somehow, somewhat slowly. Really slowly. Yeah, man, we are getting down with the energy production. Okay, and I'm gonna shut off the colonist ships. We have an injury here on our hands, so we really need to get that sick bay up and running. You know what? Let's go with the bigger one. This is gonna use up more energy. One of the next things which I really want to get constructed is the big power collector. I'm really hoping that we're gonna be able to put that together. This is missing one piece of bioplastic. Now this should be able to be constructed. Workers are going both into the mines and both working here. Starting to think we might have to go with a bit more wheat instead of more mushrooms, just in order to get our production of the bioplastic up and running. And once we pick up more of the biologists, I'm gonna construct like a lab and other stuff. Okay, so what do we need? We need the beds. Let's put down 2, 3. This is gonna probably use up all of the bioplastic which we currently can come up with, but I don't mind that. Our next priority will be definitely the power collector. I really do not regret constructing the wind turbines, but I'm gonna have to build another one fairly soon, because the levels of energy which we are working with are definitely not at the comfortable levels for me, and I really do apologize if the quality of the video will not be so great, but like I said, working with a limited hardware, so I mean, unless you want to send me a nice system with which I can create better quality footage, you're gonna have to wait till I save up for a system on my own. And with the current COVID conditions and the limited access to the hardware, it's gonna be kind of interesting. Okay, so the processing is being managed, so I'm actually super happy about this. Our doctor should be able to get things up and running here. We're gonna need a second biodome in order to pick up some medical plants so that we can turn them into the medical supplies, or medicinal plants into medical supplies. But in order for us to get the medicinal supplies, we're gonna also require bioplastic. And if we don't have enough bioplastic, we are kind of screwed. So, next great thing which I'm thinking we should put together is a table and a second meal maker. Let's try to squeeze in a TV. All the bioplastic is gonna be used up here. Second power collector is up and running, which is great news for us. Which means that the next structure will be a bigger turbine, somewhere around here. But like I said, eventually when we expand the colony further, if the colony will survive, really hoping it will, I'm gonna replace the small water extractors and the medium-sized wind turbines, and I'm gonna try to squeeze in the larger structures. Just currently, due to like lack of everything, it's almost impossible. Okay, you know what? If we would go with storage, and after the storage we would try to do the lab, that might be a great thing. But I'm actually thinking let's go with the lab over here. Really am not a huge fan that the airlock is all the way through here. there is plenty of room for us to expand in here, and there's just stupid amount of room in here. I'm just afraid that the same situation will happen as in the first season. And that is that I'm gonna try to cram in as many domes as I can, which in return will affect the base negatively because most of the colonists will try to hang around one place and the rest of the colony will not see as much movement, and we are gonna see starvation due to the lack of people elsewhere. So maybe I'm just gonna try to make like one long snake towards that end and then just continue like right next to it or something. We're gonna see how it evolves. It's gonna take a while for the colony to become self-sufficient, and I really don't want to like get in too many people at the start because like right now our engineers are unable to even do anything because we just don't have the facilities to provide the necessary job or just the supplies to build the facilities. So this is gonna take a bit longer to set up, but if we manage to set it up correctly, it might be beneficial for us. So let's watch out for the oxygen levels. We are running super... Oh, damn it. We don't have anything to counter against the blizzard because I do not have the security center. This is gonna suck. I'm not really sure if anyone will try to leave and then return back. Also not really sure how the blizzard affects the condition of our buildings. So the wind turbines are definitely taking some beating. The mine that never is kind of damaged. The solar panel might receive some damage here and there. But thankfully the wind turbines should be able to be producing more energy than we require. I'm really thankful for those. Okay, so the first blizzard we managed to survive by some freaking miracle. Let's put in at least like 2 tissue synthesizers for now. This is gonna cause some issues, especially due to how the meals are constructed. So we are growing wheat, so we should be able to combine it with the meat which we will produce and therefore get burgers in. If I'm correct, I hate that you are making basic meals. You should be able to make pasta. But if we get these up and running, I would really love to see one of these stations for our doctor. Which means we're gonna have to make another biodome eventually. The spare parts are just sitting here all unattended, which I'm not a huge fan of. Okay, well, let's do this. We are gonna put down storage. And let's see. We want to put factory in here. Because I'm thinking from the storage, we might try to do an oxygen generator. So if I would go factory in here, we can do oxygen generator number 2, airlock number 2, and mine somewhere around here. I think these big boulders of ice should be able to be taken apart, and by doing so, should be able to put in like a different piece of gear. Okay, let's build more bunks. have the bioplastic. We are getting the vitro meat, we are getting the veggies. It's gonna take a while for us to get the medical plants, but we are gonna get there. I really wanna get the food up and running. That's gonna be a high priority number one. Really need to put the mines on high priority as well. Completely out of any bioplastic. We should have one piece of metal, but that is not even close to what we require in order to get these things up and running. Despite the fact that we have 8 pieces of storage. Okay, we're gonna have the bioplastic soon. This is gonna take a bit longer, probably like 2 shifts. We are definitely low on ore, so the workers should be able to get us to some supply. And once the storage is up and running, I'm really hoping they're gonna take the spares inside so that they stop deteriorating. Okay, this is kind of problematic. The medium power collector is completely drained. And we have reached the point where our energy production is not sufficient enough. So let's do this because I'm gonna replace the small water extractor with a larger one, but for this we will require some metal pieces. Okay, so I'm really hoping they're gonna start carrying this stuff away. And I'm really hoping that we are not gonna be suffocating this far away from the oxygen generator. Definitely gonna have to build one around this part of the colony, or we are gonna run into some real serious trouble. Okay, we are now able to produce surplus. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so let's ramp up the production of the resources. Let's see, we're gonna do 50-50. Reason why I want to do 50-50 is that we are gonna be able to manage the crops, manage the vitro meat, and potentially do a second biodome. Potentially. That's the important word out of that sentence. Okay, so we have some pasta, we have some basic meals. You are really pissing me off with this because we have the wheat, we have the meat, and we are making 2 chickens. Let's switch this to some bacon. And we are gonna have to get the production of the spare parts up and running eventually. But not with the current water production. If this gets constructed, and we did get, I think, 1 biologist and 1 worker. We really need this metal piece because this is just running on empty. The wind is completely off, so we are gonna run into some technical difficulties here. Unless this picks up, we're gonna have no juice fairly soon. And no juice this far might cause a couple of issues. Come on, baby, work it, make it happen. Pick up that wind, and this is gonna be amazing because we're gonna be able to pump way too much power into the system this way. Okay, I'm gonna try to save up some water so that we have more being produced by a larger water extractor. I might keep these medium turbines here just for the heck of it. But we really need a larger water extractor. The reason behind, I want to build the second oxygen generator. And I'm gonna shut off the influx of the colonists. A, we don't have that many bunks. B, we need to manage the food, and C, the oxygen level is getting low here. So I'm gonna go with a large oxygen generator. How much is for the big water extractor? 2 pieces, okay. Oh, so let's get this going. God damn it, this is gonna be bad because there is that piece of metal which I do require. Okay, let's go build this here. I'm really hoping they're gonna be therefore forced to pick up this piece of metal. I really hope the AI will be dumb enough to do that. Come on, pick it up so that we can build another piece of water extractor. Because this is now kind of gonna be really bad. But thankfully we are sitting on some nice supply. Okay, so someone had the bright idea to do what I wanted them to. Beautiful. So the second water extractor will be up and running. Ah man, we have only 3 spare parts left. Which means factory time. We're gonna go with the small factory for now. I'm gonna build it in here. And like I said, here would be a great place for another airlock so that we can build the other mines somewhere around here. If we do this, yep, the big frozen boulders have disappeared. We have second source of ore. And if we get the second water extractor, beautiful. I'm gonna go for more biologists. And if we get more biologists, we're gonna be able to build another biodome. If we build another biodome, we're gonna make more wheat so that we can produce bioplastic and so that we can start getting the medical supplies and we can start producing some spare parts too. Which makes me think I might have to allow the trading ships to arrive to the colony too. So far, majority of our power is supplied by wind. That is not the most optimal choice. As you can see, the 2 batteries are being drained currently because we are not having enough strength in the wind. But if this puppy gets fully running, then we are gonna be able to resupply on energy. Beautiful. Okay, so we are gonna try to put in the spare parts. If we have the airlock in here, that means we're gonna be able to put some potential more energy related things in that segment of the world. We just got a biologist and he was kind enough to pick up one of those pieces of ore and carry it home. Beautiful. That's how you enter a colony. Really wish, especially in the later stages, people would do such things. Okay, big problem. 0 medical supplies. That is not good. It's actually terrible because we can lose a worker here. Our energy levels are critical. Oh my god, please have spare parts or medical supplies. Okay, we're going to take the medical plants because we can turn those into with the use of the bioplastic into medical supplies. We somehow have 2 pieces of spare parts, so let's try to grab 1. He has 50% commission. There's no chance I'm gonna even try to attempt the massive storage. It'd be great if we can get 2 and 2 or 11 and 2. That's a deal I'm willing to make. Wind, please pick up, or we are totally screwed here. Okay, so we are good for now. Really need to build another solar panel. So I'm actually thinking that somewhere around here is where I'm gonna try to build it. Theoretically, it would be great to keep some room here for maybe another mine. So maybe if we would try to construct a solar panel somewhere around these parts, that would not be the worst thing. Biggest problem is the lack of metal. And if you're a little bit more country or rock and roll, then I'm not gonna be able to help you here. Okay, so we are starting to produce some of those important things. I don't see anyone working on our medical supplies, which is really bad. Thankfully, this is just like a broken bone, so the health is going down much slower compared to if it would be, let's say, a radiation poisoning. And that reminds me, we really need a security center. But I cannot be building more things if we are not producing more power. We have the second airlock up and running. The mine is working too. How are you low on water, for Christ's sake? Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna ditch the idea for the second mine. Or theoretically, maybe if I were to build you here. And you here. We need to prioritize the solar panel, so don't even think of putting down the metal for this part. Come on, fellas. Hook us up with that metal. Or ore, or whatever you want to call it. Potato. Food-wise, we are doing really well. Trade. Beautiful. Medical supplies is what we require. We're gonna ditch some of the food because I'm an idiot or something. So let's grab 2 medical supplies in return for 15 pieces of produce. Once the solar panel is up and running, even with the reduced efficiency, we should be able to better manage our energy throughout the day, and therefore the wind will be just the added bonus, which will not be our main source of power, because currently we are bouncing back and forward between being completely out and having. the power. So the winds are changing way too much, and I really want to make sure that we have the security center close to the first airlock, just due to the fact that if this will be able to be taken apart, we might eventually build a starport here and therefore build a second airlock so that we can trade for more goods. And also so that whenever we have like a blizzard on our hands, we are able to recall everyone back inside of the colony. I'm not really sure how long the first episode will be, to be perfectly honest. But I'm gonna try to at least establish the colony, and on the next episode we're gonna see if we are gonna be able to continue its expansion and survival. Why is the doctor never here working? What can be the next logical thing for her to be doing? I swear to God, if I'm gonna see her like carrying the ore inside or some other dumbass task, I'm gonna be super, super angry. Yeah, you see? The doctor brought in the piece of ore, placed it into the metal processor, and instead of working at the workbench so that we get some freaking medicine, and we really need the medicine, and there's another blizzard. Beautiful. Let's speed up the pace of the footage. Gonna have to head home. There's one more worker within, or two more workers. Apparently they are protected from the effects of the blizzard. Good to know. Oh man, really hate that they are not inside. I'm gonna shut down the priority on the mines because we have the ore to be processed. We don't have, however, the actual resources. Okay, you have carried in the medical supplies. We have 3 people here. Please tell me that the Luke Reese will get the treatment and not the guy with the least amount of health missing. Where is that damn doctor? We're really gonna have to build another biodome just to get the production of the medical plants up and running. But before we get the solar panel, I really don't want to do that. Okay, spare parts. We don't have any, so let's try and pick up 3 at least. We're gonna ditch storage because I just love selling storage to people. Metal. 65% commission. That's gonna kill me, to be perfectly honest. And the 1 piece of metal, not really sure if it would be even enough for us to do just about anything. But what the heck, let's try and get it. We're gonna free up some of the storage here inside. You are still not getting enough water to properly function, but as long as the crops are, the first oxygen generator is, and we have enough oxygen in our base, we should be fine. Really need those medical supplies. So in the first season, our first bottleneck is metal. This is the same here, but despite the fact that we had medical supplies and spare parts, here we don't have either one of those, and our doctor is gonna seriously get dragged by his or her ear into the medical facility in order to treat the patients. Because, god damn it! Where is this guy or lady? Yeah, I know we are completely out of spares. Why do you think we're doing this trade here? Our batteries are being drained. Most of the day is gone. We are still missing 3 pieces of metal. So the 3 spare parts should get us up and running. I'm starting to notice that due to the weather conditions of this planet, we are burning through the spare parts at a much faster pace. Which kind of scares me because we did run into a lot of issues with spare parts even on the original planet. And of course our robot is being broken down in the dumbest place possible. Okay, so we have the supplies loaded into at least one of these spare workshops. This is gonna kill me. Of course, they have healed the guy who had the least amount of injury. You gotta be kidding me, AI. Okay, we're gonna get some metal here. So the solar panel is up and running. Fortunately, we are completely out of juice, which is bad news. That means the water extractor will not work, and also the oxygen generator will not work. But it's the end of the night, so hopefully, yeah, the 40 pieces of, or 40 kilowatts of energy are definitely gonna be a great boost, because we are now producing just 55 kilowatts of energy per day. Thanks to the wind, we are at 160. So I'm really hoping we're going to be able to fill in the 2 batteries as much as we potentially can. The second water extractor is constructed, however the connection is missing, so we are not going to be getting anything out of that anytime soon. Okay, what can you offer me? I would kill for a colossal solar panel, but we are just starting, so there's no need. But 60% of commission, it's kind of impossible for me to think of doing anything else but selling some storage for credits. Let's sell 15. This way we are gonna start gathering some of those coins for later transactions. And we are gonna require... Let's take a look at our stats. 9 workers, 7 biologists, 2 engineers, 1 medic. Okay, since we have built the solar panel, I can finally go ahead and build the security center. You're gonna receive your supplies. How are we looking at it when it comes to meals? Pasta. Lots of pasta. Beautiful. Spare parts produced. At least something. I really hate that they are in the medical facility for so damn long, but unless we get the other biodome up and running, Is it of this size? Yes. I'm thinking if we would build it over here, I really don't need to connect it to the control center. There's no need. This way we should get the plants which we require, and we're gonna order more of the biologists to get in here. The second biodome will definitely have to grow us the medical plants, and I'm thinking we're gonna stick with the wheat and mushrooms for now. Low maintenance plants might be the way to go. We really need the control center in order to protect the colony, at least from the blizzard somehow. We are still lacking tech like the telescopes and such, which would tell us ahead that the blizzard is coming, but we are just starting up the colony. But we will see. We will see how this turns out. Hopefully, we're gonna make it, fingers crossed, episode at least number 10 or so. I don't want to get too cocky, but man, I would love to bring you a lot of content for the ice planet. Okay, big problem. Nobody is manning the mines, which means we don't have the ore for the metal production, which means we don't have metal. If I could get that driller robot, that would be great. The reason why I want the driller robots is that once you have enough of them, the workers stay away from the mines and they just tend to do or work in the processing plants. Therefore, you are preventing the injuries. Okay, the control center has been built, so whenever we get a blizzard, I can recall everyone back home. Another trading vessel. What do we have? Spare parts. No. Metal. Okay, you have 50% commish. I'm thinking we're gonna ditch the starch. The vegetables too. I'm gonna try to cram in as much stuff as I can and get as much out of this trade as I can. So let's grab at least one spare part, 2 spare parts, 180, so 6 pieces of metal, 2 spare parts. Let's do it. We're gonna give away quite a lot of supplies, but if we get those metals in, we might get the second biodome up and running, and therefore we might get the medical supplies up and running too. And we really need them. And this is why having one airlock for doing trade is such a big problem. Okay, how's the energy? Really need to get another battery somewhere. You know what? I don't care. Let's build it here. This way we have more backup to lean against, especially if the wind goes completely kaput and we start to use more energy than we are producing. Really need to make sure that we are in the surplus when it comes to the energy production. We have another injury on our hands. I'm thinking at least 3 medical plants might be required. And then we're gonna go with a bunch of wheat for the purposes of making more starch. I'm not really sure how many varieties do I want to go with when it comes to the plants. On my first season of Planetbase, what I did was that I have basically crammed in all these variations. So I had potatoes, I had onions, I had lettuce, I had rice, I had the GM tomatoes. Everything was being grown, but what I found out was that eventually the meal makers were more processing basic meals instead of having like burgers or pasta. So here we're gonna have a basic meal because it had only a piece of vegetable in it, despite the fact that we are sitting on a healthy supply of food. Would it be too soon to think of the robotics facility? Most definitely yes. Main reason? We are unable to even produce sufficient amount of the basic production materials. So, not really sure what the heck am I trying to expect here. Okay, so the second biodome is up and running. Gonna make sure this has at least 3 pieces of wheat, 3 pieces of the medicinal plants, and we are gonna leave it at that due to our water production and everything else. Also, 74 kilowatts. Okay, the battery is being full or filled. Amazing, 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 but we really need to get more doctors in. So let's go 60-40 and see if we can change this. Unfortunately, medicinal plants only produce 1 at a time, so this is gonna take a while for us to build up some reserve. I really hope that the doctor will do his goddamn job. Why can't I click on you? I want to know who I'm gonna have to drag by its ear in order to... Come on, stop calling me! God damn it, I'm trying to record here something for the channel. Ah, okay. So yeah, I think we might be cutting off the episode here. This was surprisingly good enough start. All things considered, it could have been a whole lot worse. If you did enjoy the content, please feel free to give it a like. This way the YouTube algorithm will try to push the content onto more viewers, and therefore I can create bigger community around the channel. If you have any tips, tricks, or comments, especially for the ice planet, please let me know in the comments. I will definitely try to read through them. The first season I was able to push the colony into beyond the limits of my imagination. I mean, I was at 200 colonists at its peak, so I know some of you are able to squeeze in 1,000 people, but these are not your professional walkthroughs, people, okay? I'm just a normal person who's not that well equipped to handle these difficult challenges. So if you liked what you see, like I said, consider giving it a like, or heck, even consider subscribing to the channel. I publish content on a weekly basis for all sorts of things, including playthroughs, discussions, early in-game reviews, tips and tricks videos if I manage to get a decent script together, or make my laptop not explode from the heavy task of trying to render such video. But other than that, I'm gonna wish you a pleasant rest of the day, and hopefully I will see you at the next one. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.